Hello and welcome. Let's get on with it. In this episode, we are going to model our Scifi object using both modeling techniques, which are destructive as well as the non-destructive approach. And to give our object further details, we'll be using a free add-on. It's called Bool Tool, and we'll show you how to activate it. Let's jump straight into Blender. Camera and light source. Won't be needing that for now. I need to turn our shortcut keys. One moment. Great. Now into edit mode, face select, individual origins, extrude, extrude again. We're going to bevel these top edges without any segments. These are segments. We won't be needing that for now. Into face select these faces, extrude and scale a little bit more. Great. I will be bringing up these edges by edge select, bring them to the top. I think that'll do. Even the ones on the top as well, and we might go a little bit further like this. Okay, so this is about all the destructive modeling we'll be doing. Now moving on to the non-destructive type, we will be turning on the free add-on, the Bool Tool. Bool Tool is there, make sure it's ticked. And the shortcuts, we will be using two main operations, the difference and the slice. Let's bring in a cube for the top. Adjusting it slightly, and that's going to be our cutter object. That's the object that will get the cut. Control minus. Great. Now we will just bevel these edges in edit mode. And I think that is good enough. Now in the collections tab, we will add in a collection and name it as cutters, where we will place all our cutters in this collection for better organization. Now we can hide that away. Now for the front, adding in another cube, scaling it down, bringing it to the front, adjusting, tweaking here and there. Top view, maybe adjusting the size a little bit more on the x-axis, placing it right on the surface. That's good enough. Duplicating this, making slightly smaller for the new cut that we will give to the cube. That's good enough. Difference. Oh, we forgot to make it. Let's try to duplicate this cutter object, because that's the size we need to place in another cube. Let's just go back. It's going to get complicated. That's duplicated. That's the difference. They removed. Now this ever so slightly. I think that should be good enough. Top view, a little bit more. Great. We're done. Now we'll be bringing in another cube to add some more cuts to this. It's looking pretty. Oh, these were not in the right stack. Adjusted those. Have to keep an eye on where the cutters and the new cubes are going, in which collection. Scale. Now we are discussing about scale. You have to make sure that the scale always stays 1:1, because if it's not, we will see some weird behavior of the object when we are editing it. You see, this one doesn't have the scale, so we have to apply the scale for this. Oh, this as well. Apply both, and now we're good to go. We're gonna bring in another cube to place some more cuts. And bring this out, scale it in the x axis, y as well as the x. I'm going to rotate this on the x axis by 45 degrees, and front view, which is actually our side view, actually blended side view, it's our front. And duplicate this, placing in another cut. I think that's good enough. Now we'll join these two objects together, and we will move it in our object and place these cuts and difference only to this, making sure that everything is stacked in its right collection. I can hide that away. Up until now, you must have noticed the only operation we are doing is the difference boolean operation. Now we'll be doing the slice operation by placing it here, making sure that it's not slicing this edge. I believe that's good enough. Slice. Alright. We will be beveling these edges, giving it a nice curve, and this is going to be, you see what's going on, because the scale has not been applied, the curve is slightly tilted towards the top. A good example to learn: always apply the scale. The scale has been applied, and now you will see the curve is quite even from both edges. Great. Now we will be mirroring this on the other side. Mirror this, don't worry about this weird shading. And we have it on the y-axis. Great. Now we can hide this away. For the top, we'll add in some more details for the top, adding in another cube. Towards this edge, adjusting it in size. I think that's good enough. Bring it into the front. Now again, we'll be doing the difference, just maybe moving it a little bit towards here and there. I think that's good enough. Control minus. Great. Now we'll mirror this on x as well as the y-axis, making sure it's here, and we'll just hide it away. Now we have 4 objects. We just name this Scifi cube. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All 4 in the right collection. Now we'll add in some details here with the cube, reducing the size more. So maybe it's too tall. Let's reduce it in the. Let's reduce the height of this. Shall we? I think yes, we should. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's good enough. We just move it down and place it in. The Y. Maybe you can bring it a little bit towards the front. Duplicate. Join these two and making the difference operation. We're going to mirror this on the x-axis. We'll see the magic. The y-axis mirror. Perfect. It is looking great. We'll just add in some details here. We're adding in, oh, the cutter went on in our main collection. But now we'll be adding in a cylinder. Rotate this to 45 degrees minus. Okay, just changing it to the local axis helps move tilted objects. And just going to tweak it a little bit. Now for this we'll be using the destructive ISO to smooth. We'll be using the destructive technique. Edit mode, face select, inset, extrude. Oh, that's better. Inset, extrude again. Oops. Reducing there. Maybe a little more. That's about it. Now we'll mirror this on the other side. Why, there you see it's mirrored on the other side. Great. We've used both operations of the boolean, where we have used the difference in the slice, and which comes in the non-destructive and the destructive. Great. Now in the upcoming episodes we will be looking in how we can color our object and make it more sci-fi, as well as look into the lighting options that we have. So stay tuned. Toodles!